Crystals. Of course. No!
But Dr. Cortex, to reach full power, we need not only your master crystal, but also the remaining 25 slave crystals from the surface. How do you expect to retrieve them when we don't have any Earthbound operatives left?
You fool! Do you think I'm unaware of the situation? If we don't have any friends left on the surface, then we'll need to find an enemy.
Crash! Crash! Dad! My battery is fried. Make yourself useful, big brother, and bring an extra battery for me.
If it isn't Crash Bandicoot, welcome. I apologize for the crude means used to bring you here, but I'd rather expect a written invitation would have been turned down. I need your help. Surrounding you are a series of 5 doors. Through each door lies a well-hidden crystal. The crystals look like this. Bring me the crystals, Crash. That is all I will say for now. We will speak again.
Hi guys, how y'all doing? This is Call Me Brucey. So I'm doing a bit of a live stream, returning to a challenge that I've been meaning to complete a while ago. So that's Crash Bandicoot 2 of the N-Sane Trilogy without losing any lives. So basically put, I just need to get to the end of the game, so that's the last boss completed without losing any lives. Sounds simple. And also, it means I don't have to get all the gems and relics. Yes, I know you get the relics after you give a speed dash, which isn't actually part of the original Crash 2, but you get the drift. Now I probably will do some mini challenges along the way, such as on Hang 8. You get to the end of the level within a certain time limit. So I may do mini challenges like that, just to make it more interesting.
Well done, Crash. I knew I could rely on you. Now listen carefully. These holograms are hard to maintain. During the course of my intellectual pursuits, I have stumbled across a force that threatens to destroy the world. The crystals are the only means of containing it. The fate of the world is at stake. It is imperative, therefore, that you bring them to me.
Are you there, Crash? Crash! Crash! Are you there, Crash? Crash!
Time for Snurgo. Now the furthest I actually got on this challenge was the 4th warp room. And I think I got as far as digging it. No diggity. Yes, that song is really good. But yeah, that's the furthest I've got. I have mucked up a few times in the past on like the bear levels. And I just couldn't bear it. No pun intended. So see how far I get this time around. Now, what do I think about this remaster? I think Vicarious Visions did an amazing job remastering the Crash Bandicoot Trilogy. Hats off to you guys, you did an amazing job. And when I heard about the Spyro trilogy being reignited, I was super excited about that, and I still am excited. So just to give a heads up, it's officially 31 days before it comes out, or 33. Well, we'll just go with just over a month. So it's out on November 13th. So a month and 3 days. And I cannot wait for that to come out. So here we go, hang out. So I'm going to do a little mini challenge. So as we know, in this stage, you have to get a special gem. You have to get to the end of the stage by the end of the time limit. So I'm going to see if I can do that. Obviously without losing any lives. As, you know, that's the main challenge. There you go. Now I remember mucking up a little bit on bad bits in the past. But as with anything, you learn from your mistakes. Now, like I say, I think Vicarious Visions did an amazing job remastering Crash Bandicoot. I love the new take on the environments, the cutscenes as well. They still kept the original charm, and also I love the added sound effects. You know, when you do certain things. And I do like the music as well. Don't get me wrong. But one thing they've done in Spyro, but they didn't do in Crash, was the fact that you could toggle the music. So in Spyro, you have the option of toggling whether you want to listen to the new tracks, so the remaster tracks, or the old tracks done by Studio Copeland.
3 crystals. Not bad. I see you are getting the hang of it. I need to conserve power. I will communicate with you again after you retrieve the 5th crystal.
Now it's quite interesting, this is one of the changes they did in the remaster. In this one he says that he's going to contact you after the 5th level, but he doesn't in the remaster for some reason. Now there is a theory that it has something to do with in the original, it mentions the way how you reach the boss. In the original, when you face the boss, you use the platform to get to the boss. Whereas in this one, you just go through a portal. They may simply have changed the dialogue because of that. It's entirely possible. Now, it's not one of them things I'm going to say, oh yeah, it ruins the whole game. No, not at all. I knew there was going to be changes to Crash Bandicoot, and even though I did play the originals and, you know, they did still keep the original charm of games. So I'm not going to be one of these people that say, oh yeah, the bird has got a metallic head now, the whole game is ruined. No, I'm not going to be like that at all. Because I know that whoever makes a remaster, they may add their own take on certain things. Some may be good, some may be bad. But I'm not going to be one of these people that says, oh yeah, if they don't change this, the whole game is ruined. No, I'm not going to be like that at all. So yeah, in Spyro, they have the option of, I should say, of toggling the music. So whether you want to listen to Stuart Copeland's original music, or the remastered tracks. And also having the option of whether you want a dynamic or not. Now, although the dynamic track I'm not sure will work on Crash Bandicoot, the toggleable music would have been an interesting feature, but I don't think there's much appeal for it because but in my opinion, the remastered tracks do sound really good and everything. Personally, I don't think there's any need to complain about it because they sound pretty much the same in all aspects. Now one of the chase levels. I have to say, since the Future Tense update that came out a while ago, the loading times of the N-Sane Trilogy is a lot faster, and I feel a lot better. That's the thing with updates. It makes the experience slightly better. Even the small things. Crazy Ripperoo. No, the laugh is not like the original, but I still like the laugh of Ripperoo. Like I said before, I know there's going to be changes from the original and the remastered, and I think that they still did a good job with the laugh for Ripperoo on this game. I mean, he still wears crazy self, and I still like it. But I believe the reason why there was not the original laugh is because apparently the original laugh came from Lady and the Tramp or something. But I still love the new laugh of Ripperoo. But unfortunately, on this case, I have the last laugh. No pun intended.
I see that Ripperoo failed to prove much of a challenge yet again. But back to business. There are crystals to be gathered, 20 to be exact. The planets will align shortly, all 13 of them, and this will create a power great enough to rip the Earth apart. Properly utilized, however, the crystals can absorb and contain the energy.
Crash, is that you? I've been looking everywhere. I don't have much time to tell you this. You have to be careful. Trusting Cortex seems a little unwise, Crash. I can't keep the data path open much longer. Crash, you need to go.
Time to play as Coco. See, I love this feature of the Crash Trilogy remastered. I didn't change the Coco. Huh. Oh well. It's like you can change the Coco in the game. Now this was actually supposed to be a feature in Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex, and it was actually advertised on the back of the case. You know, that you can play as Coco all the way through the game. But for some reason, that never happens. Why that is, I don't know. But I was disappointed when I got the game. Because it's almost sort of false advertising, isn't it? But I'm glad that they made it possible with this game, and they gave a nice little explanation as to how Coco got there. So she hacked the time machine and, well, the time twister I should say, and went back in time, which I think is neat. Now might they do a similar gimmick with Spyro the Dragon? It's possible. It could happen. But we'll see. But the only person I can think of that would be suited would be Cinder from Legend of Spyro series. But whether that'll happen, who knows? But we'll find out in a month's time. I did have the idea that maybe Hunter could be a playable character, but I don't know how that will work. Yes, he's athletic and everything, but what about the areas where Spyro has to glide the long distance, like in Autumn Plains? I just don't see how that will work with Hunter. Unless he somehow got his wings out. Because he had wings when he was flying in some of the Speedway areas. So that sort of thing could work. Let's swap to Coco. Pardon me. Close. Now I know jumping on them boxes to that platform will take you to a secret area, but I'm not doing that because the idea is that I get to the end of the game without losing any lives. I just love that sound effect for some reason. But Now I've already done this challenge on Crash 3 a little while ago, and I completed it. But I have to say, that's probably the easiest, even though it took me a little while. The reason I say it's the easiest is because you're getting all the power-ups and everything. Crash 2, you give a slide, which makes it slightly easier. But Crash 1 is going to be the most difficult, as you don't get any power-ups. Now I don't know why Aku Aku is laying on his back like that. Bit weird, but again, nothing game breaking. Time to bear it. Now this is a bit of a tricky one. I know I've mucked up a few times on this, so let's see if I can do it. I love the fact they use the sound effects from Crash Bash with polar jumping. And speaking of Crash Bash, please Vicarious Visions, remastered that and Crash Team Racing as well. That would just be the icing on the cake. Yes, done it. Now I've got past that bit, I know that the next bit should be a breeze. I got all the boxes. Nice. I'm glad they kept that little trick. Time for another chase level. How Coco manages to keep hold of her laptop all the way through the game is beyond me. Time for a sewer level. I love the sewer levels. But the only thing I wasn't sure about with the remaster version of the sewer levels is just the music. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like the music. It's just something that it took a bit of getting used to. But like I say, nonetheless, I still like it, so I can't really complain much. Time to face the Komodo brothers.
Of 25 crystals. You're on your way. I'm running low on power, so communication from this point will be difficult. Remember, I'm counting on you.
Okay, that's 2 Aquacus. Interesting. Strike.
show, Crash. The Komodo brothers obviously lack your mettle. But now's not the time to get cocky. There are still many crystals to obtain. Remember, the world is counting on you.
Plant food. Hopefully I won't be. Managed to do that level in the time limit. Quite impressive. See you later. Now that's one difference between the original and the remaster. The scream of the guy when you spin into him, it isn't the whole sort of noise. But I still like it, don't get me wrong. It's just something, again, that I had to get used to. Shocking, eh? No pun intended. Like I say, I still like the scream, don't get me wrong. But I cannot wait for Spyro the Dragon to come out next month. In 1 month and 3 days. I cannot wait. I think if Crash Bandicoot Reignited N-Sane Trilogy is anything to go by, I think the Reignited Trilogy is going to be a success as well. Anyone watching this gonna be getting it? I sure will be. I used to play the Spyro trilogy along with the Crash trilogy as a kid, and I loved them games. And I so cannot wait for it to come out. Wow, and she didn't even finish her sentence. Now let's see if I can do this one. So far so good. Dang it! So unfortunately I did lose a life, so that's the end of this challenge, I'm afraid. Thank you for watching and see you again soon. Bye for now.